Hello boys and girls, welcome to your geography class. Today, let's look at the life of the people in the desert region. Let's see what are the challenges they face and how have they adapted themselves to the life in the desert. So, let's get started. Challenges of desert life. Deserts are very dry with extreme climate conditions, not a very favorable place to live in. Yet, many people live in deserts all over the world. They face difficulty in terms of limited water supply, limited food supply, extreme heat during the daytime, and cold during the night. So, despite all this, people still live there. Let me ask you a question. What do you think would be some of the challenges faced by people who live in the desert regions? Can you think and just let me know? Desert people are called Bedouins. They are nomadic. That is, they move around from one place to another to find a suitable spot where they can graze their animals and where they can find enough food and water to live. They have lived in these harsh conditions for thousands of years, adapting to their environment to ensure their survival. They live in small temporary settlements which they can move easily, so they do not have a permanent house to live in. Some cities have been built in desert like Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Las Vegas. They have very high population and also attract a lot of tourists from all around the world. The biggest challenge faced by people living in the desert is finding water. Imagine when a place gets less than 250 millimeters of water a year. It becomes the most precious commodity there. Women have to travel long distances to collect water for drinking, cooking, washing and cleaning. It is a daily struggle for those living in the desert regions. Bedouins plan all journeys carefully so that they are always near an oasis. Oasis is a place where water comes to the surface, so everything for them is dependent around water. Because there is such little water, there is not much vegetation in the deserts. This means that people cannot easily grow crops for food. Some plants have adapted to survive in deserts, but most cannot survive the heat and lack of water and they wither away and die. Since water is so important, people look out for flies, birds and mosquitoes because only these live near water. They look for lines of plants in the desert. This shows a river may flow underneath the surface. So everything that they do is based around the availability of water. You will ask me, what is an oasis? An oasis is a place in the desert where water comes up to the surface from deep underground. Trees and other plants grow around an oasis, and animals come to drink, eat the plants and find shade. Thus, oasis is a very important and a very prominent spot in the desert as all activity takes place around an oasis. A lack of vegetation and water also means that people cannot easily keep animals to raise for food. Animals, just like humans, need to eat and drink. Without fields of grass to graze on, raising goats, sheep and cattle is very difficult, although not impossible. Despite all these difficulties, many people make their homes in the desert regions. Deserts are famous for their extreme temperatures, hot during the day and cold at night. So people, to protect themselves at night, wear woolen clothing made from the wool of animals. And during the daytime, when it is hot, they wear loose-fitting clothes to allow the air to circulate. They wear head coverings to keep out heat, cold wind and sand, thus protecting themselves from the harsh heat of the sun. Camels are called the ship of the desert. People use camels to help them carry their belongings. Camels are strong and are able to walk long distances on minimal food and water. People who live in temporary settlements like the tents make them from the goat's hair. These are waterproof, provide shade in the daytime and keep them warm at night, and shelter them from the strong desert winds and sandstorms. Here in this picture, you can see a Bedouin family living in the tent. Alright boys and girls, so here we have seen the difficulties and the hardships faced by the people living in the desert. Don't you think we are much better over here? We do not have to make a daily fight for food and water, and we do not also have to bear the extreme climatic changes. Now, you have two questions, so put on your thinking caps. Question number 1. What would be the best thing about living in the desert? And what would be the hardest thing about living in the desert? You can discuss this with your teacher. Task number 2. Your quiz has been uploaded on Edmodo. After your class, you can solve it. Till then, take care. Have a lovely day. See you soon.